Who doesn't love magic? Whether you're at the party, at school or chilling with your family, magic tricks are just great entertainment wherever you are. Us gamers, however, often prefer to hang out in a virtual world, so I decided to create a data pack which adds 10 awesome magic tricks to your Minecraft world. After you've installed the data pack, use the command tag@p@give to receive all the magical items and you are good to go. This creation doesn't even require a resource pack, so you can actually use this to impress your friends. For trick number 1, place down the card trick chest wherever you want. If you open it, you will find a few pieces of paper labeled 1 to 9, which basically represent a stack of cards. The idea behind the trick is that your friend is supposed to take one of the pieces out of the chest, memorize it and then put it back in. You as the magician now have to find out which one he took. In normal Minecraft this is pretty much impossible if you don't look into the chest while the item is missing. But with the magical card trick chest, this task becomes extremely easy, because as soon as an item is removed from the chest, it will send all players with the spawn egg in their inventory a message with the missing number. So as long as your friend doesn't have the spawn egg, he will not suspect a thing, but you will be immediately notified about whatever it is he took. It's completely up to you how you want to use the trick and reveal the number. I just made the gadgets and will leave the rest to your imagination. I'm sure you've seen magic tricks in which various items are seemingly destroyed only to reappear later in whichever fashion the magician chooses. With the fire saver flint and steel, you can now do exactly that in Minecraft as well. Step number 1 in this trick would be to let your friend either rename a certain item or maybe give you one with extremely unique enchantments. As step number 2, get your hands on the item and then finally throw it into lava or normal fire. In standard Minecraft, the item would of course be destroyed and forever gone. Not with the magical flint and steel though, because as long as you keep it in your last inventory slot, all burning items will reappear in your inventory instead of being destroyed. Once again, it's up to you how you want to reveal the item. You can put it in your friend's chest, drop it right in front of him, or whatever you think would confuse him the most. If your friend suspects that you switched the item out and didn't even throw it into the flames, you can offer him to just burn it himself. The item will still appear in your inventory. If you want to properly destroy the items in the beginning of the trick to demonstrate that nothing fishy is going on, simply put the flint and steel into a different inventory slot and everything will behave normally. Just be careful with this one so you don't burn your friend's most valuable possessions by accident. The next trick allows you to read your friend's mind. For the setup, ask him to think of a number between 1 and 5 and about one of the 5 classic Minecraft tools. Now you can perform a bunch of nonsensical rituals just to make it seem more elaborate and then ask him to reveal what he was thinking about. As soon as you receive the information, select the Mind Reader stake, which opens up a little Tell menu. Pressing one of the 25 buttons will put an item with the according number as its name into the inventory of the player you're looking at. For the reveal, you can tell him to open his inventory, and finding the exact item he was thinking about will hopefully blow his mind. To make the stake use less suspicious, you can also open the Tell menu before starting the prank and just eat it afterwards to get rid of all the evidence. Another classic trick in the magic world is levitation. In Minecraft you could somehow try to use shortcuts to your advantage, but that wouldn't really make for a cool trick. So I made an item which lets you control your levitation effect extremely precisely. First things first, put the magical feather into your last inventory slot, and now the first 3 slots will control where you are flying. Number 1 makes you slowly float upwards, slot number 2 makes you hover in the air, and number 3 makes you descend. If you don't carry any items in any of these slots, the effect is extremely seamless and nobody will understand how in the world you are suddenly flying around in survival mode. An additional application for this item could be crossing ravines, or maybe jumping off a massive cliff and surviving without a scratch on your body. What is better than reading someone's mind? Yes, controlling it of course. Take out the magical nether star and drop it onto any mob of your choice. If you see the white particles, your selection is confirmed, and you can now direct the mob wherever you want. As long as the nether star is in your last inventory slot, the first 4 slots will deactivate the normal mob AI and allow you to push it into different kinds of directions. Slot number 1 and 4 will rotate it left and right. Number 3 makes it stay completely still, and the second slot makes it walk into any direction it's currently looking in. By alternating between these 4 options, you can make the mob go wherever you want, and if that movement seems too unnatural, just select any other slot for the normal mob AI to kick in again. This works for any mob of your choice, so this could be used for like a million different things. Maybe you want to have the mob activate a pressure plate that you predicted, walk through a door, or jump off a cliff. It's completely up to you. I'm sure you guys will find some creative applications. Trick number 6 also allows you to read other players' minds. To perform it, you have to ask somebody to use an anvil and rename any item to anything they want. Usually you would have no way of knowing which name they chose, but that's where my datapack comes into play. Selecting the item name reader in your inventory will reveal the name of the item the player is currently holding. As long as your sword is selected, a floating name will be visible behind them. And no worries, even if they turn around, it will always stay out of their sight. It even dynamically updates, so if he has multiple renamed items, you'll be the first to know. Just as a little disclaimer, whenever the display doesn't show anything, it means the item was not renamed and still has the standard name. But I mean, even if that happens, at least you'll know that your friend is trying to trick you. There is just one slight problem. In F5 mode, the name display will unfortunately become visible. So if you want to be sure he doesn't see it, simply scroll past the sword quickly, which in most cases should give you enough time to read the text without anybody noticing. Wouldn't it be amazing if you could walk through walls in Minecraft? Well, using my datapack makes this a reality. You can choose from 3 different blocks and use the spawn eggs to create magical blocks. For normal players, these blocks won't seem very special, in fact not special at all, because they aren't for them. For you, however, they come with a very cool property. Whenever you get close while having the spawn eggs in your inventory, their hitbox disappears and you can walk right through. Since I'm using falling sand to create this effect, there is a small lighting difference if you place these magical blocks directly on the ground. If you want the illusion to be perfect, either have 1 layer of extra blocks underneath, or simply disable smooth lighting in your settings. To remove the magical blocks again, just throw a piece of TNT on the ground and all the entities will vanish. For trick number 8, it's getting colorful. Use the spawn egg to place down a sheep dispenser. At first glance, this is just a normal dispenser with a sheep spawn egg inside. But if a player in possession of the spawn egg walks up to it, a little terror menu will pop up in chat. It allows you to basically set the color of the sheep that will be spawned. So if you want to impress one of your friends, tell them to say any Minecraft color they want, quickly set it in chat, press the button, and enjoy their surprised face as the exact color they wish for appears in the form of a sheep. The next trick is really simple and basically allows you to teleport around. You could, for example, set up 2 similar rooms right next to each other, walk into the first one, and close the door behind you. Here is where the special Ender Pearl comes into play. As soon as you select it, it will put you into spectator mode, giving you the ability to fly around wherever you wish. After successfully relocating to the second room, you can look straight down to return to survival mode. For everybody else watching the trick, it will seem like you teleported from one place to another. To make this illusion even better, I recommend turning off name tags on your server by executing the commands you see on screen now. That way it doesn't look like you're actually disappearing but teleporting instead. And last but not least, I created a magical hopper which can transport items upwards. If you use the spawn eggs, 2 chests, a hopper and a lever will be spawned, and putting an item into the top chest will keep it there since the hopper is actually powered. Removing the power allows it to travel to the bottom. So far, this is normal Minecraft behavior and not too surprising. But as soon as you activate the lever again, the items from the bottom will reappear at the top. There are tons of ways you could execute this and sell it as a magic trick, so I'll once again leave it up to you guys to come up with a cool setup. And that's about it for the 10 magical items I created. As I said, the items in this data pack only act as magic gadgets. A cool magic trick requires a smooth setup and a clever execution too though. So hopefully you guys can come up with some creative ideas to put this data pack to good use. The installation is really simple as well. You just need to put the data pack found in the description into the data packs folder of your world and you are ready to go. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know which of these 10 items was your favorite. I'm curious what you guys think. And that's it from me for today. Thank you very much for watching and I'll see you in my next video.